Well, today is the last day of 2009, December 31st, and I wanted to share with my new friends around the world who've watched these videos from time to time my thoughts on what has happened in the past year, what is likely to happen in the coming year, and essentially what there is for you and me to do to make this world a better place. You can't talk about 2009 without talking about a lot of disasters and serious problems. Governments around the world have used the economic crisis to take taxpayers' money and bail out large institutions, increasing debts for future generations. Israel has created a giant ghetto out of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, and that inevitably will create more pressure and tension and violence in that region. Like prison wardens, they're tightening the screws on the prisoners, and when they react violently, they use that as a justification for further tightening the screws. That's not going to work. Parliament's prorogued here in Canada at the convenience and behest of the Prime Minister because there are some embarrassing questions about how we treated prisoners in Afghanistan. And today, 5 new Canadian victims of that war have been killed. And, like Charles I, the Prime Minister prorogues Parliament, and we won't hear from them again until, I gather, March. People are being shot in the street like Jeff Hughes, as I mentioned in previous videos, in Nanaimo, and they say it'll take a year to conduct an inquiry when there are how many trained police officer witnesses at the scene? It shouldn't be too hard to gather evidence. And in India and Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran, the war expands, almost sounds like poetry, and nothing in the nature of a resolution is in sight. The costs of this war have been enormous, and the benefits very difficult to define. The United States and Canada are bleeding their middle class white. So what is the solution? What can we do? What will the coming year bring? Well, certainly it will be challenges for truth tellers. And that's what I want to be. That's what you should be. A truth teller in your community. Someone who dares to speak out on issues that are controversial and to say what you believe needs to be said. Because unless there is this people's forum, like the internet, like this video YouTube process, like the process whereby people talk at a horizontal level with common sense, and we don't wait for the major media to talk down to us. When we have this vehicle, we should use it. And truth tellers around the world are going to be challenged by the lies that government create, the propaganda they establish, to try and maintain their iron grip on the people of the world. Freedom is essential for both prosperity and intellectual development. And everywhere in the world, governments are trying to stifle it. Well, that's a great challenge to those of us who are brave and true and honest and desire to achieve the education that we think is given to us so that we can share it with the world. And that's what I hope to do in 2010 as we approach a time when governments and their increasing demand for power and taxes are going to threaten this very freedom that we enjoy. It's essential that we use it while we have it or we lose it. Well, rather than lapse into poetry, I'm going to say that this shall be a year of challenge, of purpose, and of dedication for those of us who believe in the freedom of the individual and the importance of fighting for it while we still have it. So thank you for all your encouragement, your emails, your thoughts, your ideas. I always love to read what you have to say. If you want to reply anything to this, please do. And I'm going to take into consideration, as I do, all the things that you respond, and I'm going to try and understand the world better myself and help you to understand it as well. Thank you.